Well, good evening then, everybody. Welcome to the start of the second half of the FTR BTCC Blueprints with STDash84 Designs Season 13, Round 4 of 6, coming to you live at Dragon Trail, the Seaside track. Coming to you live. Unfortunately, I don't have someone in the booth with me, so it's just going to be me alone. Unfortunately, Darren has got some other stuff to do, so unfortunately he can't be with me in the booth, so you're going to have to put up with me for the whole of the broadcast. You're just looking here at Rob Adams returning into the championship. He is replacing Xavier McIntosh, who apparently is more interested trying to get a wheel instead of fighting for the championship, which is, to me, a very, very poor show. But there you go. It is what it is. And currently, so far, Rob making a return to the championship, his fastest of all in practice in the Proton Impian liveried Mazda. Other drivers, then we'll look them through the field. There's a look at Edwards, the defending champion, the two-time champion. I think in all fairness, he's been like, I could describe him as Liverpool Football Club. He's just been a very bad champion because he's been more interested going out, getting drunk with his mates and speaking to some girls like Barry and Jamie and what have you. So that's a poor show from Lewis Edwards. Hopefully he can do something special here tonight. I think he was just going to scrape the wall going in towards the corner we will talk about. There's a look then at Shaula, who was... I believe he's 5th in the championship there, and Piper, who's got a couple of wins to his name this season. Luke Clifford replacing... I was just looking at the chat there from McEwen. So Luke Clifford, he is now fully replaced Alex Cody. So Luke, I believe he's made another return into the championship. Speaking of which, we'll talk to you about the Drivers' Championship then coming into this race. So McEwen still leads the way, as Mitchell's probably just getting a grid check done, or just a starting grid done. So McEwen leads on 130 points, and Xavier McIntosh, who's not going to be racing, is on 124. Adam Piper on 118. Chris Clements is on 110. And then there's a bit of a hefty gap between himself there, as Clifford nearly loses it off of turn 3. Rob Shaula on 87 points, Ethan Graham on 77, Connor Heron on 73. I think he's running a bit late, but he will be coming. Ash Sharp is looking very quick, actually. Ash, watch out for him. He could be a dark horse to get a few good decent finishes there. He sits on 70. Josh Inman, who I think is no showing again. The reason why he didn't appear last week was he's got uni commitments. I think he had a couple of weeks off, and now uni has been hampering on Josh, and I don't think he's racing again tonight. I don't know if we need to replace him for the season, but I think Josh could be done for the season. Leon Welsh on 55, Lewis Edwards on 52, Clifford running a little wide there off of 10. Mitchell on 46, Richie Massey, who's going to be late but he will be coming soon, on 43, and Clifford, as you see there, sitting in 20 points. And last to the team's championship, Patronus Citrium Proton is on 211, MG Sport and Racing on 200, VX Racing on 195, Collard Racing on 193. So that's pretty close there between these 4 manufacturers. 28 points separating those, and then you've got a bit of a gap now between them, set to Collard to Honda Racing on 109, Team Halfords on 107, and Synchro Motorsport on 63. Don't forget to give this race a thumbs up, guys. Hopefully we should see some better racing. In fairness, the last 2 weeks the driving standards hasn't been that great, but this is a wide track, so hopefully we should see some better racing than what we have seen in basically the Tour of Asia, Kyoto and at Tokyo. And this is a more wider track, so we could be seeing these touring cars maybe go 4 abreast, 5 abreast in some parts of the track here. Now there's one corner that we need to talk about, and who's that approaching that corner right now? It's not him. It's Shaula, actually. He's just crawling his way there, and we call this one the Death Chicane, and he's just basically stopped before. So we'll just look then at Edwards, because he's approaching it. And the reason why it's called for Death Chicane is it's absolutely Harry Flatters through there. and you'll see why in a minute. We'll just ride on board then with Edwards just to see the def chicane, and this is it right here. It is so, you know, it takes balls of steel to take it flat out. I mean, if you see it in the GR3 cars, it is monstrous, but with the GR4s it's a little bit more easier, but it is still quite tricky. He's just making his way then towards the last corner. He's only 66 thousandths slower than the fastest time set. Oh no, actually by Ethan. And Mitchell was just still trying to master the starts here is Luke. I think that's what he's trying to do, because we have known, well, as we've seen before, he's just reversing backwards and forwards here just to get the perfect start, if you will, because it's one of the quickest cars on the grid. It just doesn't start that well, so I think he's trying to practice the starts. Is Luke. Got 4 people watching. Hello to those 4 people that are watching. Hopefully, yeah, you'll be commenting on the chat there. Who's that going to crash into the back of him? Nearly. That was sharp. And then there's Adams. That was like a nearly Nigel Mansell thing at Donington 98. Who's that coming across? Oh, that would be Clements. There he is. Chris Clements there, having a very good season. Chris comes into this race 4th in the championship. Only 20 points behind the leader, McEwen. And it is certainly everything to play for now, as we are, like I said, since the second half of the season. Points are everything. You know, you can't afford to slip up. You can't afford to make a mistake now. If you want to be in the hunt for the championship, then, you know, you just gotta avoid these, you know, little incidents and get a good result, and you'll be up there in the hurry. Oh, actually, for the tyres, Liam just confirming that we are waiting 3 minutes for Massey, because Massey, as I said, is running a little bit late. I don't know if Connor Herring's also in here yet. He might have to miss a race, although I don't know. But anyway, coming in then to race 1, the tyres look like this. So the championship leader, McEwen, has used all his sets in race 1. Sharp has got a set of mediums left in this race. Leon has got 2 sets of mediums, as well as Adam and Josh. But I don't know if Josh is going to be competing now with the uni work. So only 2 drivers that have still got 2 sets of softs, 2 sets of mediums, and that is Leon and Adam. The guys that have got 1 set of mediums are, as I said, Ash, Lewis, because Lewis actually had 4 sets and we've got 3 rounds to go, and of course he missed the round at Brands Hatch. We didn't find a replacement, so it was my decision to take a set of tyres off him, and it was going to be race 1. So Lewis has now got a set of mediums left, so too does Ethan. Connor has also got a set of mediums, as well as Richie and Rob, and as I said, McEwen has got no sets of mediums for race 1 now. Neither does Chris, Luke Mitchell, I was going to say Cody, but no, he's been replaced by Clifford, so I'll better type that in actually. So Clifford doesn't have a set of mediums in race 1, and neither does Xavier, but Rob should know that, because he is the replacement for Xavier. So whatever Rob gets in these 3 races, Xavier will get half of the points, and I mean that's really going to hurt Xavier, because he's only 6 points away from the championship lead. So yeah, just making his way in towards turn 10. Oh, and he's just lost it there, so mistake there from Adams. Oh, and he spun right in front of his teammates, so I think that was perfect there. Oh, Sean's in the chat here saying hello. How you doing, Sean? It says we've got 2 messages there, but I only see 1. Maybe I've got the top chat on. I need to put it on live chat. Ah, there we go. Nice format with the tyres. Yeah, it's quite tricky, but we'll talk about the tyres as we go along. But all I just know is that, you know, a few people have used their set of mediums for race 1. So like I said, McEwen has used all of his sets, as well as Chris, Mitchell, Clifford and McIntosh. So no need to worry for them. There comes Piper. He just slows his way down there. So we are going to get qualifying underway. And again, at 5 minutes, championship point for the pole position. And it looks like it's going to be the championship leader that's going to head out first, followed by Shaula, and then it will be a mad dash for anyone out there. Looks like we've only got just the 11 races out here. So we are missing 3. We are missing Massey and Heron and, of course, Inman. And there is Rob. Nice to see Rob back in there. Back in the championship. Hopefully he could replace Josh maybe in the Honda racing. Possibly. Reason why he didn't participate in the first half is because I was messaging him on Facebook saying, "Oh, I didn't know you weren't competing." He says, "Yeah, we're just moving house." And I think he's fitted in nicely there, as he's just given Lewis Edwards a bit of a bump there, and nearly gets into Clements there too. And Leon just smashes into the back of Lewis, made him, absolutely penetrated him like a porn star. So McEwen, he's just coming towards the, that will be turn 10. There's 15 corners around here. All of them are very fun. Very fast circuit. Quite slipstream based, if you will. And he's going to be the first person to meet the Death Chicane. Takes it flat out through here. Actually, let's have a look at some of these drivers, see who's starting on the mediums. So we'll do a little rundown. So, of course, Liam doesn't need to go on mediums because he's used all of his set. Shaula's also on the softs, as well as Ethan, Piper, Mitchell, Clements, Clifford, Edwards. Is Leon Welsh on a set of mediums? No. And it looks like that everyone is going to be on softs for the first race. So let's actually ride on board with a lap of Dragon Trail with the championship leader as he makes his way. That was turn 1, now into turns 2 and 3. You can see a little rise there, facing the understeer. Now careful you don't get the oversteer off the exit. Don't use too much curb on the exit. And now we're coming in towards turns 4 and 5. And this corner right here is a flat out through here. You attack the curb, then break down to possibly second gear. Yep, that's turn 5, and now it comes the first sector underneath the Larini Bridge. And now this is a flowing part of the track. 6. Now this is turn 7. Probably go down a gear here. Yep. Then back into 5th gear. Back into 5th because that's flat out through turn 8 and then turn 9. Now don't run yourself out wide here because if you get on the red stuff, it will unsettle the car. Now we're going slightly downhill towards turn 10, and this will be a second gear corner. There you are, and then let the car swing out, let the, back on the power, late exit. And now we're coming into the Death Chicane now. This is 11 and 12. Now can he take this flat out through here again? And, oh, he didn't! No, and the Death Chicane has claimed a victim in McEwen. And here comes Graham. He's trying to get a tow now underneath the bridge. And the second bridge. So we're now riding with Graham in the VX Racing, followed by his teammate Adam Piper behind. So McEwen has squandered that lap, so he's got one more attempt to do it. So here we go, let's see what the times will look then. For Graham, it's going to be in the 43s, I reckon. Indeed it is, a 43.2 for Ethan. Piper goes 3 tenths slower than that. Mitchell goes third with a 44.0, so he's about nearly 8 tenths slower there. Clements goes a little bit quicker than Mitchell's time. Shaula does a 56.9, so he's made a mistake. So too did Edwards and Welsh. Richie's finally joined the room there. Piper getting it all crossed up there at turn 3. More times coming through there. Rob Adams goes second, just a less than a tenth slower than Graham's time. Piper third, Edwards fourth, Clements fifth, Mitchell sixth, Sharp is seventh, and Leon Welsh is eighth, and McEwen set to 2:15.807, and he's got one more lap to galvanise there and put in a faster lap time. But so far the pole position is led by Graham, and then Shaula, who is a replacement for McIntosh, and he's purple on the end of the first sector. Now just slivered his way towards 6, 7, 8 and 9 fourth gear on the rev limiter, now into 5th gear. Such a wide circuit this, it is such good fun here. Cars have all spread it out, which is good. No one really getting an opportunity here. We just noticed there that Richie Massey has just joined. We're just waiting for Connor Heron now to make an appearance. And again, Rob is purple. But let's see what Ethan can do as he makes his way towards the last corner, turn 15. Again, look at the understeer he's putting in that BMW. But let's see what the VX Racing driver can do. Can he go quicker here? Does he hug up against the wall on the left-hand side? He does. He does not improve. But let's see what Adams can do, because he was only a few hundredths quicker than Graham's time. So let's have a look as he makes his way towards the last corner. You get a good toe, though, off Leon Walsh there, too. Shaula improves. He goes up to 5th place. But what can his teammate do? Rob stays second. And he lost quite a bit of time in that last sector, not necessarily he made a mistake. And look at that, Sharp, who's been quickest of all, like quick in practice. He goes third. No, he goes down to 4th position because his teammate has dumped him onto the 2nd row of the grid, because the leader, McEwen, goes second. And look at that, top 3 separated by less than a 1/10 of a second. So that is very, very close there. So championship point there to Ethan. And we will get round 10, race 10, sorry, underway. It is Ethan Graham, then McEwen, then Adams, then Sharp, then it will be Piper, Edwards, Shaula, Clements. Oh, we're missing Massey. Oh, Massey's missed out again. God blimey. Ah, oh, dearie me. Why did not Massey didn't accept this car on the grid? We could add 12. But anyways, I think we're gonna get going here. Watch for the lights here. 10 laps around this beautiful racetrack at Dragon Trail Seaside. Lights out and away we go. Looks like it's going to be a good start there as the 11 cars make their way down towards turn 1. Good start there for Graham. And here they go, Vanderfield on their way down. Actually pulled a good start, his Ethan. Now, but let's see if we're nice and tidy through the chicane. Piper looked like he's wanting to go into 2nd position. No contact with McEwen, but it looks like it is status quo 1, 2, 3. And Adams actually has lost a spot. My apologies, because Piper's gained he's gained a couple of spots there. Sharp has lost a ton of spots. He's already down to 7th place. Now they go in towards 10-5, and that is Clifford making a dive bomb there on Mitchell. And looks like he's got the job done, maybe, as they're going to be side by side now towards the complex Accords here. And Mitchell will just hold on to that 9th position. So into turn 6, 7, 8 and 9 we go. And there's Leon Walsh now at the back end of the pack. As well as Edwards has made a terrible start. He's down to 8th position as well as Sharp. So not a good start there for Edwards and Sharp. They both lost 3 positions on the start though. But meanwhile, back up front. But it's a bit of a mess. Sorry, there was going to be a bit of a mess then. As Edwards was thinking about making a look on the inside of Sharp at turn 10. Didn't get it done. And now that will compromise them into towards the death chicane, because Mitchell wants a piece of that 8th position now. Side by side nearly to go through the first part of the death chicane, and then they go into single file. Anyone's going to claim any victims at the first chicane? Sharp may have just scraped the wall just a teensy bit there, so he's going to lose a spot or 2. Yeah, he's lost 2 positions there, so Sharp claimed the first victim at the death chicane. Meanwhile, Clements is got by Shaula, that is for 5th position. But meanwhile, back up front, it is Graham, followed by McEwen, and Adams trying to make a move on the, trying to make a pass on Adam Piper. Let's ride on board then with Rob. And he's going to have a look then to the inside of turn 1, which will compromise him for the outside for turn 2, which will mean he'll be on the inside for turn 3. Is Piper going to give the position away? Yes, just stinks about sticking his nose in there. Meanwhile, there's more double file further behind. That will be Edwards, Mitchell, and that'll be Clifford passing Ash Sharp there too. So Sharp is now down to 10th position after qualifying 4th. Not a good start there for Ash, unfortunately. But now Rob is in 3rd position. And now he's going to hunt down the 2 drivers ahead of McEwen and Graham. 5th position now is Shaula. He found a way back by Clements. So good job there for Shaula. And there's a look then at Clements, the only Collard racing driver so far. Unfortunately, Richie Massey did join the lobby, but didn't manage to race, unfortunately. So we'll get to see him out in race 2. As now Clements looking to the outside at turn 10. And meanwhile, look at Mitchell and Edwards there getting a bit of rough and ready there. And there goes Sharp there. He says, hello there, I'm sticking your nose in there. I'll have 8th spot back. Clifford has fallen a bit down. He's fallen into the clutches of Leon Welsh there for 10th and 11th respectively. But through the death chicane they go. This time, oh, there Mitchell just scraping the wall on the exit. And now Shaula goes up against the right side of the wall to try and break the toe away from Clements. Still the top three as you were, top four as you were, but it's just the movers and shakers in this part of the field. Let's ride on board then with the two-time champion Lewis Edwards as he coming across to start lap 3 of the event. It is VX Racing 1, MG Sport and Racing 2, then it is the Petronas Citrium Proton 3, and you got VX Racing 4 as Shaula's got to protect 5th position on Clements. That is Petronas Citrium versus Collard Motorsport, and it's still Shaula that keeps hold of it. But will Edwards get a piece of that now? He's gone into the battle for this battle for 6th position. Clements again going defensive, going into his turn 4. That's a flat out corner through there. Oh, McEwen is taking the lead. I've just never noticed that then. McEwen has gone into the lead of the race. And that's how he did it, because Graham kind of lost it in the middle of the chicane. So McEwen has jumped out to nearly a 1.5 second lead then over this 3-car battle for third place, and it is a ding-dong battle there. And you can see that Adam is the meet in the middle of a VX Racing sandwich here, because you got Graham who's blocking and he's trying to help his teammate Piper, and oh, the oversteer from Graham there at 10-10. That's going to allow Adams to go back through. I tell you what, welcome back to the BTCC, Rob. There he's mixing it with the big guys yet again. It's like he's not lost any of that touch there, side by side. Oh, they're going to make it through the death chicane just about there, but that was a hair-raising moment there. Graham there trying to be aggressive, trying to protect that 2nd place, and didn't want to lose too much ground on Liam. But he's held on to 2nd position. Watch out for Piper, watch out for the torpedo, and he gets 3rd position back. Now with all that constant battling, that's allowed Adam's teammate for the race, Shaula, to catch up now. And also look at Edwards side by side with Clements going into its turn 1. A little bit of door banging there, and through into 6th position now goes Lewis Edwards, although Clements wants it back. Does he? No, he doesn't. Edwards shuts the door. So McEwen leads the way now. The gap 2.1 seconds over Graham. Piper in 3rd. Then you got Adams in 4th, and then Shaula is in 5th. There's a look then at Sharp sitting in 9th position all over the back of Mitchell as they make their way towards turn 5. To the inside he goes, and that's up into 8th position, but he runs right though on the exit, and that will put him down into 9th position, and he will fall into the clutches of Liam Walsh. And Luke Clifford has lost a lot of ground there. He did a 56.2, so I'm guessing, was he a victim of the death chicane? I'm not too sure, but he has had a moment. He's 8 seconds adrift from Leon. Such a shame there. Meanwhile, oh my goodness me, look at Rob Adams there, diving really late on Piper, sort of like a torpedo maneuver. And again, that speed of the M4 there is so good. And Piper just holds on to that 4th position. 3rd place, sorry. Oh, Graham might have just, he just scraped the wall. Graham just hit the chicane of death. And that's going to bring him a ton of damage there. And I tell you what, Ethan will not be a happy chappy. He's got front end damage there, and he's went from 2nd all the way down to 7th. Yeah, that was a heavy impact. Luckily the car was ghosted, but that's such a shame there for the pole sitter there to fall down to 7th place. But he's got time to make up though. Shaula meanwhile has gone into 2nd position, and Rob's going to help him. Piper's lost his friend. They're going to be 3 abreast going into the chicane, possibly, and Shaula's going to take 2nd. Good bit of racing here. Yeah, here's a replay then across the start-finish line. Rob decides to help bump draft his teammate, and then that's through into 2nd position. Piper tried to stick his nose in. The VX Racing guy just couldn't do it there. So there you are. So Shaula now up in the 2nd place, and he was constantly complaining all the way through the party chat before I left. But he's probably having a good time now, sitting in that 2nd place. And again, McEwen has shot off into the distance. Nearly 5 seconds he has over this battle for 2nd place. I think, what's happened to Rob? Rob's down to 6th. Did he go off at turn 4 possibly? Or did he go off at turn 5? Must have been one of them corners here. So problems then for Adams. But again, he's still mixing it with the likes of Clements again. Now into a death chicane, they're going to be starting the 2nd half of race 10. But Edwards now up into 4th, Clements 5th, Adams down to 6th, and Graham there in 7th. Okay, nice and careful with the depth chicane again. Ethan slapping the wall on the exit. Now you can see Schauler up against the right side of the row again, trying to break the 2. And look at Edwards. Edwards is flying his way. Oh my goodness me, look at Piper. Hello, Adam. That's a torpedo for you. And that's 2nd place back for Adam Piper. That's why Adams called the torpedo, for moves just like that. Now, is Edwards going to take full advantage of it? No, he's right into the slipstream of Schauler. Let's ride aboard then. Looking at the back from Schauler's Petrolis Citrium Proton livery. And now, he's under a lot of pressure there from Edwards, Clements and Adams. And Ethan there too, just hanging on there. Oh, and there's a bit of a bump there, and Schauler's back at the 2nd now. I tell you what, this is a great race here for the first race. Let's ride on board with Adams. Oh, and he gets into the back of Clements, and Clements gets into Edwards, and that is concentrated now. And now Graham is down into the thick of this battle now. Just when we were on board with Rob Adams here, so this was the flat out corner, bumps into Clements, has a look on the inside. Clements was thinking of move on the inside of Edwards, then Adams just late breaks into Clements, and then he gets into Edwards. Edwards was just the innocent bystander, and he was the, he was just a victim of circumstances there. So I tell you what, Clements will not be too happy about that, but here you go. So the field is a little bit spread out now for 2nd place. It's a 3-car scrap for 2nd. Then you've got Ethan, who's recovered now. He's up to 5th position. And he's got his former teammate of 2 seasons, Edwards, right behind. So this is going to be interesting to see what they will do. Of course, they were teammates in Season 12 at Team Parker. And then they were teammates at Motorbase. Oh, sorry, that was Season 11. Season 12, they were teammates at Motorbase. They're now racing for the different teams. Team Halfords for Edwards, VX Racing for Graham. And you can see that Clements has really dropped back there, and 2.6 adrift from Edwards there, so he was kind of unfortunate there for Clements, but it's not all over though. There is still another 2 more races to go, as I see there Piper trying to defend 3rd place now from Adams, and now that's going to allow Graham to get back into the battle. Schauler's checked out. 1.2 he has over this battle now, but again Adams, the meet in the middle of VX Racing sandwich yet again, and now he has a look on the inside of turn 5. Has he got a position? Will Piper hung out to dry? Possibly. He's still there. Now they're 3 abreast now, and like I was saying, and Piper has got back in the 3rd, and look at Ethan around the outside at 6 and 7. But just sticks in behind Adams. And now what can Edwards do? Edwards can smell blood. Can he make a look on the inside or the outside? No, he's going to stick in behind Ethan now. Piper going a little bit defensive. Parker's car pretty much in the middle of the track there for this tight right-hander. One of the slowest corners on the track there. Oh, Adams sideways. I don't know if he had a bit of help from Ethan, but that's P4 now for Ethan, and Edwards took advantage of it, and that's P5. So Adams back down to P6. Now into the dev chicane there. A little lift off the throw from Edwards. Not too confident, I see there. That's going to allow Rob the run, no, is it? Is he going to tuck it behind? Oh, really late on the brakes is Adams, and I thought he nearly got into Edwards. Just to let you know, Veg, not to miss out anything, McEwen is still leading the way by 6.2 seconds, on course to get his 3rd win of the season. His last win was the 2nd race at Brands Hatch, the season opener, so this is also very good. And he's also got the fastest lap as well, so that's another championship point for him. So all looking rosy there for McEwen. Looks like he's going to be on course to get his 3rd win of the season. Schauler has really pulled away now from that battle. Now Ethan has gone into 3rd now, and Piper's gone down to 6th position. I tell you what, if they're not going to be careful, there's about 2.5 laps to go. Clements is catching, Clements is really catching. There's a look then at Ash Sharp in 8th position. 9th place is Mitchell, and I tell you what, Leon is catching up there in 10th. And again, Luke really struggling here in that car down there in 11th position. 34 seconds adrift he has, so more problems then for Luke. And the Synchro Motorsport driver replacing Alex Cody. Not a good return so far. But anyway, McEwen still leads the way. Let's have a look at this battle then for third position, because it is still entertaining to watch. Then can the Pulsar to catch up to Shaula, who scrapes the wall really hard. And that's P2. He should have stayed on the racing line there. That was a bit advantageous there on Ethan's part to get by Shaula. But that was a huge moment there for Shaula, and it's something that he didn't need to do. And again, the Death Chicane causes yet another victim. And that's a hefty, hefty smash. And just watch out there. Oh my gosh. I tell you what, I'm not going to lie there to Graham. He was fully committed. You know, he wasn't backing down. And then you're right on board with Shaolin. You can see Graham weaving left and right, trying to break the toe from Adams, who's now back into third position. And tell you what, the racing up there has been a little bit cleaner than what we have seen from the last couple of weeks. So that's good to see. Anyway, 2 laps to go though, and I tell you what, Shadow will be kicking himself after making a mistake at that Death Chicane. So then, Graham now in second. Adams, welcome back to this championship. He sits in third. Edwards fourth. Piper fifth. Shaula sixth, and seventh is Clements. Sharp is in eighth. Ninth is Mitchell. 10th is Leon Walsh, and Clifford still rounding out the 11-car field. Still though, McEwen, 8 seconds now he has over this pack for second. And it has kind of spread it out just a little bit there. Piper he's not as close as what we expected to see. This is really the only close battle though that is going on. And here comes Adams to the inside of turn 10. And that is second position. Trying to put the power on a little bit too early. Try and get the real upset there so that Graham doesn't make a move or a cutback. But he's got the second place. So Adams back into P2. Now then, everyone careful with the Death Chicane. It's already claimed a couple of victims, as well as Ethan. Back at lap... What lap was it when Graham smacked the wall? Because he did have a lot of damage there, but... Anyway, last lap then for McEwen to get his third win of the season. It's anyone's guess to step on positions 2 and 3 on the podium. So here we go for the last lap then. One more lap around this track for race 1. And who's going to miss out on the podium? Will it be Adams, will it be Graham, or will it be Edwards? 3 abreast nearly going towards the chicane. Who's going to be late on the brakes though? Is Adams going to keep that corner? Oh, there's contact again through Graham and Adams. And look at Edwards. I thought he was going to take advantage of it. Side by side then. Into what's turn 4 now. Flat out through turn 4 now into turn 5, and Edwards has a look on the inside. There's more contact! More of them contact! Ethan's fully sideways. That's going to allow Piper and Charlotte to get back into the mix, but Graham still holds on to second, and it's Adams that's lost out now. He's down to 5th. Oh, and who was that one very wide? That must be Rob. Rob has run very, very wide, and here comes Clements. Will Clements get 6th position? Yes, he will. Yes. Now then, what can Piper do? Because he's closer to the back now of Lewis Edwards. He will want to get a podium position to help the XR for the team's championship there too. But he's only got a couple of more corners to go. Effectively, he's got one more corner, well, 2, depending if Edwards doesn't mess up at the Death Chicane. Let's see then, last time through there, looks like well, I said, oh no, Piper did hit the wall. That's 4th now for Shaula. Meanwhile, McEwen just casually driving his way towards the last corner. He's going to get his 3rd win of the season. Congratulations to him. Look at Edwards then, and he's pushing his former teammate, Graham, sorry. Pushing his former teammate, and he will hold on to 2nd place. It'll be Edwards that will get 3rd position, so... Here they come then, across the line. It will be Graham, followed by Edwards, then it's Charlotte, then it's Piper. Adams will get 7th place, Sharp gets 8th, 9th for Luke Mitchell. We're just waiting then for Leon Walsh to cross the line in 10th. And then we've got to wait an awful long time then for Luke Clifford to make his way into 11th position. But the perfect start there for McEwen, and he's going to gain the championship lead even more on Xavier McIntosh, who isn't here tonight. But again, Piper finishing 6th. And more points gained there for the leader. That will put him, I would say, on 151 points, because he has also set the fastest lap of the race. But we'll get the unofficial results when Clifford crosses the start-finish line, which he's just about to do right now. And there he goes across the line. There's a 48.8, so he must have made another mistake somewhere. So there you go. That was a good, entertaining race there. That battle for second place was sort of relatively clean than what we saw the last 2 weeks, but still nonetheless some great entertainment in the FTR BTCC Championship. So we'll give you the race rundown then of the unofficial results for race 1. McEwen just comfortably wins by over 10 seconds, one of the biggest margins of victories we've had so far this season. Even in that insane battle for second place, he gets to second place. That's a good recovery from the mistake that he did early on. Then it was Edwards in third, Schauler fourth, Piper fifth, Clement sixth, Adam seventh, Ash Sharp in eighth, Luke Mitchell ninth, 10th for Leon Welsh, and Luke Clifford bringing up the rear. There was only 11 cars that raced. We've got Richie Massey now with us, so we're going to have 12 people racing, unless if we see Connor Heron racing. But anyways, I'm going to take a little break just to get my voice back, and I will do with the points. And we will see you then for race 2. Just nearly finished my pot of yogurt there. But anyways, McEwen is going to start the second race underway. Jerry's in the chat there. Hello, Jerry. All the guys are missing you. They want to see you back in the booth with me. Anyway, race 11 of 18 of the championship, and it is just the results from the first race, with the exception of Massey coming in. So it is McEwen, Graham, Edwards, Showler, Piper, Clements, Adams, Sharp, Mitchell, Leon, Clifford and Massey. It's now a 12-car field. And just watch out for those lights there. Oh God, that's the wrong button. My apologies there. 2 lights, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and there's a pause, and then it is lights out, and away we go for the second race of the night. And again, just look at Piper just shooting away off it, making positions already at the start. But anyways, then it's side by side. There they go then. So McEwen at least is going to be challenged now going into its turn 1. Graham leads the way, but then are we going to be nice and tidy through the chicane here? Looks like we are all nice and tidy through there. By the way, we've got ourselves a lot of drivers racing on the medium tyres here. I think there was only about at least 3 or 4 drivers racing on the super softs. So there they go then. So it looks like we're all nice and tidy then through the first set of corners, which is good to see. This has definitely been some better racing than what we've seen from last week. 3 abreast then nearly with Welsh, Sharp and Mitchell. But McEwen it is that leads the way. Graham in 2nd, Piper 3rd, Clements 4th, Showler 5th, Adams in 6th, and they got Edwards down in 7th, and he's all on. Edwards taking a different line there, trying to go around the outside of Adams. Nearly makes contact on the exit of turn 9. And look at this, and now Mitchell, look at Leon Walsh there. Leon Walsh, he's on mediums. Sorry, on the set of softs. He was going to go into the medium tyres, but if you notice there, he's already used the set of mediums and gets into Adams. I tell you what, Adams is getting a trouble, and welcome back here to the touring cars. I tell you that. He's down now in 10th position. He's got the Synchro Motorsport driver set 11th and 12th at the back there. Oh, and now Edwards. He's another victim that hit the chicane of death. And he's got a lot of damage there too, but he's got some time to make up. I mean, if there's more, preferably you don't want to be hitting the chicane of death, but if you do hit it early on, you've got some time to catch up. So disaster then for Edwards, but again, Edwards lead the way, but the gap now a 10th as they complete the first lap. Graham in 2nd, Piper 3rd, Showler 4th, 5th is Mitchell. Mitchell having a great race so far. I mean, I know it's very early on, but let's just stop doing commentators' curse on him and mess it up. Here comes Welsh then to the end, but he's going to go to the outside, and Clements down in 7th. Late on the brakes. Oh, Mitchell understeers through his turn 2, and he's going to lose 2, maybe 3, maybe 4 positions because of that. It's right on board then. That is Piper. No, sorry, that was Graham. Graham's down in 7th. What's happened to Ethan now? Oh, has Ethan made another mistake? Is that at the chicane? He's done it again. He got off at the gravel. Oh, God, Ethan. Through goes a boatload of drivers there too. Oh, that's a disaster. That's the 2nd time he's done that. He's messed up at that chicane, and again he has to work and sliver his way up back the order. He's got Clifford just ahead, who's on medium tyres. We've got a load, like I said, we've got a load of drivers on the mediums. We've got McEwen, leader, on mediums. Showler, I believe, is on mediums. We've got Piper, who's on mediums. There's Mitchell, 3 abreast and going into his turn 10, and Clifford saying hello there. Oh, he's just slowing down. He felt a bit bad there, so he's just letting him by. Oh, goodness me, they're going to be 4 abreast going into the death chicane. No, and now, I tell you what, Massey, first time racing tonight, he's took full advantage of it and puts Ethan down in last position. Now then, we're going to make it through the death chicane nice and tidy through there. Yes, they do. Now they're going to be 3 abreast then towards the last corner. Massey on the outside, Edwards in the middle, Graham on the inside. And he's going to get 2 positions, possibly 3 if Clifford just... Oh, he's giving him a ton of spots. So, loads of room there. So, Graham's went from 12th to 9th on pretty much on a straight line. Fast laps getting changed left, right and centre. And now it's Clements that holds the fastest lap of the race with a 44.1. That will definitely be broken. 3 abreast again, they going into its turn 1. This time Graham's in the middle. Edwards on the inside. And he's going to get 9th position back. Oh, is he? Clifford trying to stick his Synchro Motorsport Renault in the middle. Oh, and he's off the barrier. What Graham did the last lap. Careful, Ethan. That's a dangerous line now on the exit of 3. And again, Clifford made the mistake what Graham did a lap ago. So disaster there for Clifford. Meanwhile, McEwen still leads the way, but it's now Schauler who is his next target, and Schauler's on the super softs, which means he will have to go onto the medium tyres for the third race. And looking at that there, Schauler's got one set of mediums in the last race, and here he goes then to the inside. Schauler looking to get his first win of the season. To the inside he goes, and into the lead then. So Schauler into the lead of the race. Now just don't mess up at the death chicane like you did in the first race. Just don't mess it up. Clements in third, Piper in fourth. You got 4 different teams there sitting in the first 4 positions. Ooh, Clements just scraping the wall off the death chicane, but it looks like we're all nice and fine, possibly. Yes, we are. Now Schauler should expect this to walk this because he's on the softs, and here comes Clements. He's on the inside. Is Clement on the softs as well? Yeah, Clements is also on the super softs too. So super softs are one in first and second now. McEwen down to third, and here comes Piper, who's also on the set of mediums. He's in 4th position. Let's ride on board then with Piper as he's all over the back of McEwen, going down into its turn 1. And McEwen this time he goes defensive. He's going to give the outside now to Piper, but if he can hold it with side by side with McEwen, which he doesn't, so he's going to stick back into P4. And Adams is now improved up to 5th position. He's just being past there, Leon Walsh. Edwards now in 7th. Mitchell is in 8th. Looking at the back then at Mitchell, and you can see the Sharp in 9th, and I think 11th is Graham, and Graham did a 49.1, so he's made another mistake, because that's not the lap times we see. The fast lap though goes to Edwards. So Ethan really trying here, and he's looks like he's getting a little bit bullied out there on the track, unfortunately. But you know, now there's a bit of, hopefully it's kind of freshened out there. He's got cars there, the single file kind of spaced out, not bunched up. So, and also the problem is he's on the medium tyres, like I was saying with the mediums, because there's a boatload of them that are on the mediums. So looking here at Schauler. Schauler's on the softs, so too is Clements. Then you got McEwen and Piper on the mediums. Adams on the mediums. Leon Walsh is on the super softs, because, like I said, he was going to go into the mediums for the second race, but I said in the chat he's already allocated his 2 medium tyres for race 2. So that means he has to use his medium tyres for the final race, because he used to set his softs in the first race. Actually moves over and lets... does he let Edwards go by? Yeah, indeed he does. And I think Edwards is also in the softs as well. Yes, indeed he is. So, a bit of good team driving there from Team Halfords. I'll tell you what, Edwards is flying now. He's just set the fastest lap by over half a second. So, watch out for Edwards. That 5.7 second gap, he's got pretty much a second a lap to catch up there. And he is flying. The only problem is he's got to get by Adams, Piper, McEwen, Clements, and the lead, and then try and get to the leader, Schauler. Anyway, Mitchell's also on mediums, so too is Sharp. Ethan's on mediums, Massey's also on mediums, and Clifford is on mediums. So a load of drivers using the medium tyres for race 2, which I can tell you now, everyone apart from Sharp, Leon, Lewis, Adam, Ethan, Richie and Clifford have all used medium tyres for race 2. McEwen's got a set left, Clements has got a set left, Connor Heddon's got a set left, which will have to... oh, I don't know if he races in the last race and uses a set of mediums. Who knows? Mitchell's got a set left, Schauler and McIntosh has got a set left as well, because Adams is using the mediums for Xavier. And so far, there's a look then at Rob making their way towards the death chicane. He's got 1.6 seconds to catch up with Piper, who is still stuck behind McEwen, is Adam. And I tell you what, Clements is really caught up there. Watch out for Clements. He's also another man on the mission, just like Edwards. He is flying. He must be loving that BMW. And now we're going to see a battle for the lead sometime, well, quite soon now. And Schauler will not be too happy about that, because he thought he checked out. And look at him, he's right in the slipstream of Schauler. Into its turn when they go. Dives to the inside. Will there be another lead change? Now they're going to be side by side into us, the chicane. Who's going to be late on the brakes? Is it Schauler or Clements? Schauler protects the position, but, you know, you just feel that Clements is the more confident driver out of the pair of them. And again, Schauler putting his car pretty much into the middle of the track, trying to hold that, you know, trying to hold Clements are back there, but just Clement is a man. It's like a man possessed, is Chris Clements here. Oh, fully on the curb there. Don't want to be doing too much of that because it will spin the car around. Just braking a little bit then for 7, 8 and then 9. This bit's all flat out through here. Look at the run that Clement's getting right in the slipstream, and he's getting closer. Again, Charlotte will go defensive going into his turn 10, which will park the car in the middle of the track again. Yep, indeed he does. So Clements, if he's going to find a way by, he's got to do it around the outside of Charlotte, because it looks like he's trying to defend. Oh, he's going for the crisscross. He tried the crisscross, but it didn't happen. But I think hopefully Charlotte will notice they will do that the next time by, depending if they don't mess up in the death chicane, which they're coming to right now, and it's all nice and tidy through there. Yep, nice. I tell you what, Adams is really flying there too. Look at him go. Adams is really caught up now. Adams is absolutely flying in that Citrium car, Petroda, sorry. God, I can't speak. Anyway, on to lap 7. We'll give you a rundown. It's Schauler from Clements, from McEwen, from Piper, from Adams, Edwards, Walsh and Sharp. That is your top 8. 9th is Mitchell. And you got Ethan Graham now in 10th position. And you got the 2 Synchro Motorsport drivers of Richie Massey and Luke Clifford, 11 and 12. Mitchell to the inside of Sharp. And looks like it's had a lead, another position change. Yes, indeed it does. Nice pass there for Mitchell. Don't mess up at the chicane. Kind of missed the first part of it. Sharp will probably get a run back. And they are side by side. And back into 8th goes Sharp. Good battle there. Meanwhile, the battle's still raging on. They've got 3.2 seconds then ahead of the battle. What's going on now for 3rd place, which is still led by McEwen. Piper in 4th. And Adams still in 5th. I'll tell you what, if they're not going to be careful, because Edwards is coming. I don't think Edwards is going to catch the top 2 ahead. So I think potentially a podium is in sight for Edwards, because the other 3 guys that are ahead of them, they're all on medium tyres. And I think that was, was that Piper making a move on McEwen? Maybe not. Back up front then with the top 2. Schauler and Clements. Schauler hasn't won a BTCC race, I don't know when. I can't mind when. And Clements, he came so close to winning one last year, I think it was. At Goodwood, but kind of lost all in the last lap. But he has won touring car races before. I'm just trying to think back to when was the last time he did it. But I'll tell you what, Clements he's got some time. I think Clements has got time. They've got 3 laps to go now. And again, right into the slipstream he goes, and again pulls to the inside of turn 1, so it's going to be a deja vu for Schauler. But it's this time, has he got an overlap this time? No, he doesn't. Further back though, Piper's going into 3rd position, although Edwards, sorry, that's not Edwards, that is McEwen, still holding on to that 3rd spot. But I tell you what, they've got to be careful though, because Edwards is there now. Edwards is right there. Adams making a move to the inside of turn 5. Gets into the rear quad panel of Piper. Didn't lose the rear though, did Adam? Oh, and here we go then. Side by side they go now through 6, 7 and 8. Oh, and Adams trying to force the inside issue, but no, not going to happen. And now we've got 5 different teams now in the top 5. And he's going to get a run on Piper too. And Piper puts a block there. Goes onto the grass there. Holy moly there. And Edwards still sticking out though on the inside. Is it going to compromise him through turn 10? No, it didn't. Late on the brakes he goes. But my oh my, that could have been dangerous there. I think Edwards just needs to show that little bit of patience. He knows he's faster than these guys ahead. But he's got to be hurried though, because there's going to be 2 laps to go. McEwen has sort of drifted away from this battle now. And here comes Adams, and again nearly up against the grass there. Piper nearly putting Edwards up there. 3 abreast then into a turn 15, the last corner. Who's going to get run on the exit? Is it the BMW? Is it the Scirocco? No, it's not. It will be the Scirocco. So that's 4th position now. Now he's got a second to catch up to McEwen. And then meanwhile, Adams and Piper rubbing door handle to door handle. Where's they coming to start the penultimate lap? And again, they're still bumping and barging. Door handle again. I tell you what, there's going to be some fisticuffs here, and I tell you. Oh, and Adams, Adams nearly bumping into the back of Edwards there. Literally, there was like a cigarette paper between the pair of them. And I tell you what, Adams is flying. Look at him go. On the set of medium tyres, side by side there through 10-4. That's a dangerous corner to do that, to overtake someone. But Edwards just holding on. Losing a bit of time, though, to McEwen just ahead. He's got to get the going now. He's got 1.5 laps to go. And again, Clements there looking really, he's got to find a way by now. Schauler's doing really well to defend his position for the lead. And again, he has to go somewhere where Schauler isn't. And Schauler's protecting that inside line. Clements has got to do some real late braking this time. Has he got an overlap on him? Has he got the drive off the corner? Yes, he does. Now then, can he shut the door in Schauler's face? And he's through. Good pass there from Clements. Takes the lead in the race. With about 1.25 laps to go. Now, don't mess up at the death chicane. They didn't do it. Now it's Clements is going to have to do the defensive because Schauler will make a move back. And which he does. He goes to the middle of the track. 1 more lap to go when they come across the last corner. As anyone's guess here, this could be one of the closest finish in FTR history here at this rate. Again, a good, clean, fun battle there. That's what we want to see. It's definitely, the driving standards look a lot better than what they have done the last 2 weeks. So the guys have been very well behaved, I should say. Last lap then in the air. And it is still side by side for the lead into turn 1 and then into the chicane. Who's going to be late on the brakes? Is it Clements or Schauler? It is going to be Clements, but only just. Clements has got a few corners to go. 10-4, that's not really an overtaking opportunity. 10-4. 10-5 is though, if you get a great run off 10-4, but the problem is you're all over the back of Clements. Is he going to make the move at 10-5? He looks to the inside. Clements puts the block on him. That's fair. Now towards the S complex there, as there is McIntosh. McIntosh is back in. And I tell you what, Schauler's lost a lot of ground there. Did he make a mistake there, which we didn't see? So there's a bit of daylight now with Clements and Schauler. Meanwhile, Edwards has gone up into third position. He's gone by McEwen, so it will be a podium position for Edwards at this rate. And meanwhile, looking further back there, Piper and Adams. Adams are really aggressive there, going into his turn 10, and he's back through on Piper. Oh, Piper fully sideways there. And just holds on to it though. Now went into his death chicane, all nice and tidy through there. Yes, indeed he do. So it looks like Clements is going to get his first win of the season, depending if he doesn't make 10-15. Well, if he doesn't make a mistake at the last corner, which I hopefully don't think he will. Schauler closing in really late, but it's going to be too little too late. Chris Clements is going to get his first win of the season, and a much needed win too after the poor first race. He will cross the line and get his first win of the season. Schauler, a great second place there. Good racing there altogether there, very good racing. Edwards gets there, McEwen 4th, Rob Adams gets 5th, Piper 6th, there's Liam Welsh, he comes across the line in 7th place. Then we've got Ethan Graham. Sorry we didn't see these drivers further back through the field, but it was just that battle going on for the lead, and third was Green. But anyway, Graham was there, 8th, Mitchell was 9th, Sharp is in 10th, and then you got the two Synchro Motorsports of Massey and Clifford bringing up the rear, 11th and 12th. Tell you what though, that was a great second race. That was actually a lot more better, and like I said there, the driving standards has definitely improved since the last 2 weeks at Tokyo and Kyoto. So congratulations then to Clements, his first win of the season. Now we just got to wait for race 3 and the reverse grid order. And I think you can hear by my throat, it's nearly gone already. So what we'll do is we'll pop up the race results. I'll probably do the championship points in after this, and yeah, we'll see you back then again in about 5 minutes time for the finale, which will be a reverse grid. Well, we're back again. Just had a couple of bites of me cannibal wafer, and we're getting ourselves ready for the last race of the night of the FTR BTCC blueprints with STDash84 designs. Round 4 of the championship Dragon Trail, and I've been quite impressed with the drivers. There've been some clean racing, not that much aggressiveness, so to speak, like there has been the last 2 weeks. So that's good to see. Driving standards have improved tonight, which is great. Mitchell again practicing his starts. Now for race 3, it is a reverse grid order, so Clements will start from the back of the field now. Now we've just noticed there that Jokerman, Xavier McIntosh, is back. So what will that mean then for Rob Adams? Does he stay with that Proton team? What does his points now towards? Don't know just yet. But anyway, the championship then coming into this round looks like this. McEwen still leads on 164. Then you've got the race 2 winner, Chris Clements, on 140. Probably sitting second place. It's probably his best ever season so far, this Chris. Piper on 139. McIntosh is on, well, 124 points, because I haven't added the points with what Rob has done in the previous 2. I'll just let that for Liam to do that. Showler's on 117. Ethan Graham on 103. Then you've got a bit of a big gap there to kind of head on 73. Lewis Edwards is on 83. I'm missing Sharp. I've missed our Sharp. Oops a daisy. Never mind. He's not, unfortunately, he's not fighting for the championship. But anyway, this is the last race of the night. A few drivers on the mediums in this one. So it'll be the two Synchro Motorsport drivers sitting first and second. It will be Clifford, then Massey, Sharp, Mitchell, Graham, Welsh, Piper, Adams, McEwen, Edwards. God, I've really messed up that one, haven't I? Showler, Clements and McIntosh, because he's just entered in. So here we go then, watch out for the lights, and again watch out for these Renault drivers here. These Renaults don't get off the line very well, so expect Sharp to be leading it going into its turn one, and just like I says, off he goes, Sharp into the lead of the race, 5 abreast and nearly into his turn one, make it 4 abreast now. Here we go then, elbows out, last race of the night. We've got 13 drivers in here. We've got McIntosh now, 3 abreast, Rosa free into his turn one. That's Edwards messing up there. He's on the medium tyres. Sorry, I had to cough there a bit, but it is Sharp at the lead. Graham in second, Piper third, Massey down to fourth. Now it is Adams who's made a good start. He's up to 5th position on the inside of Clifford. It's turn 5 and that's 5th position. Clifford, the pro setter, only down to 6th place. As well as Mitchell, he's down to 8th after qualifying, starting 4th, I believe it was. Again, it's just those Renault, they just don't get off the line that well. I mean, it's quick on the straight line, but it's just the start's just really hampered it. And there is Clements there, 10th position already, the winner from race 2. Now then, Sharp leading the field, Graham in second, but runs turn 10 just a teensy bit wide there. Piper third, Adams fourth now, he's past Richie Massey, so I am Rob on a mission already. Don't forget, we've got 3 Proton drivers now in the field, with the exception of McIntosh. So then they're coming then down towards turn 15 then for the first time in race 3, round 12 of 18. And it is Sharp that leads the way. It'll be quite nice to see Sharp win a touring car race, because he's in practice he was really quick around here, so it'd be nice to see Sharp win this, although I don't know if the VXR boys will upset the Sharp party, or so to speak. Oh, don't get yourself off on that corner there. Again, Graham nearly fully sideways off the exit of turn 3, off the end of the chicane. And look at Adams. Adams going to the inside of Piper at turn 3. They've had some fisticuffs during this racing tonight. And it will not stop here in this race. Adams on the inside of Piper, but Piper will sick it through turn 7. Oh, gets into Adams. But Adams just holds on, and look at McEwen. McEwen up to 5th position after starting 10th, I think it was. And now he wants a piece to sit there in 3rd position there. He's already got 4th place. Can he get 3rd? They're 3 abreast there, nearly. And is McEwen going to get it? Has he got the speed off the corner? He may have, you know. And look at Massey. It's going to be Noah's Ark. It's 2x2 going into his STDash chicane now. Oh, McEwen squeezes Pipe up until he gets the wall, and he's up to 3rd. And meanwhile, Sharp, he must have hit the chicane of death. Yes, he has. So that will put Graham into the lead of the race there. McEwen will go to 2nd now. And Sharp, just what he didn't need to do was hit the wall, hit the death chicane. And unfortunately, he did that. And now he goes down to 6th. There's McIntosh in 7th, just been passed by Showler. Past his teammate. I tell you what, Massey is hanging on in there. In fact, 4th position. Massey showed a bit of a massive improvement last time out. I think it was Kyoto. We see him. He rage quit after a few corners at Tokyo last week. Here comes Adams again, trying to pass Sharp there on the inside, but no, Sharp actually passed there. Adams, my apologies there. So good pass there from Sharp. Trying to recover now from that mistake from hitting the chicane of death. But it is VX Racing 1. MG Sport and Racing 2, VX Racing 3, and Synchro Motorsport 4, and MG Sport and Racing 5. Then you got the first of 3 of the Petronas Citroen Proton liveried Mazdas. That is Adams in 6th, followed by McIntosh 7th. I wonder if McIntosh has won a steering wheel. We'll find out anyways. And Charlotte in 8th position. You got Proton 6, 7 and 8. Then you got yourself 9th place there is Chris Clements, and here comes Edwards, who was very slow on the first lap there at the chicane. He's now recovering. He's also on the medium tyres, so Clements regains that 9th spot. And here comes Mitchell on the set of those super softs. And who we got Leo Motion, Troth and Clifford all the way down to 13th, from pole to last within 2 laps effectively. That was Massey having a look on the inside of Sharp, who's now working his way out through the field. He's up to 4th place now, is Ash. Oh, one's a little wide off turn 15, and that's going to gift 4th and 5th to Richie and Rob respectively. And we start lap 4 now out of 10. Meanwhile, further back there, just seen that Edwards making a move on Mitchell. That will be for 9th position, sorry, 10th place. So Edwards, it's been a decent race for Edwards. A decent couple of races, got a couple of podium positions there. It's all squealer tyres to further ahead, and that must have been McIntosh. I think McIntosh may have messed up there at turn 5. Let's get a replay of that. Now, did he have help there, or was it his teammate Charlotte that got into him? Let's find out. No, he just lost it there on turn 4. I tell you what, that's a nice hold there from McIntosh. But see the sparks fly there from McEwen. You can see he's pushing the car, and Piper's really catching up now onto the back of McEwen. Is this going to be a VX Racing 1-2 here at this rate? Piper will go to the outside, McEwen defending. Now will Piper go for a crisscross? No, he doesn't, tucks in behind. Adams in 4th, Sharp 5th, McIntosh 6th, and Massey down to 7th place, but he's still there battling for that 6th place there with McIntosh. Sharp is sort of nearly pulled a little bit of a distance away, but that gap will disintegrate now because that power of that McGann down the front straightaway is superiority quicker than the rest of the cars in this field. McIntosh back his way through into 6th, and now what can Schauler do? Can he get by Massey through turn 4? They're side by side now. But again, it's just the power of the McGann there, just also with a bit of help from where McIntosh has managed to keep Massey into that position. Now then, through they go through the state complex here. 6, 7, 8 and 9. McEwen still holding on to 2nd place, but a dust being kicked up there from one of the drivers behind. That might have been Sharp possibly. Now out of turn 9 and then going down into us the 2nd gear, 10-10. Now will Piper, can he make a torpedo move on McEwen, which is, I thought, well, he was diving, but then tucks in behind. Meanwhile, back again, looking at Massey, still holding on to 7th, Schauler in 8th, and they've got a bit of a gap from Clements in 9th, who he himself is having a great scrap there with Edwards and Mitchell. In fact, Mitchell's found a way by Edwards in the 10th place. Oh, I tell you what, it looked like Edwards nearly scraped the wall going into that death chicane, but just still holds on to it though. Graham leads the way, 4.4 seconds now. He has over Piper, his teammate, and the Piper's found a way by McEwen. But will that BMW have Grunt on the straightaway? Again, they're rubbing door handle, side by side across the line. McEwen just got that 2nd place, but they are literally side by side. Going into the first corner, Mazda on the inside, BMW on the outside. Who's going to be late braking then? Into the chicane, it is McEwen that will just hold on. Sharp is still there in 5th, McIntosh 6th, Massey 7th, Schauler 8th. That's the top 8. So you got VX Racing 1 and 3. You got M Sport, MG, and Piper gets into McEwen. May have backed out there, might be an accidental there on Piper's part there, but Adams never really took full advantage of it. I tell you what, it's so nice to see Rob back out on the track there, because he normally brings it on in the second half of the season. We did see last season he was driving the Wicks racing with Alex Austin, and he had a really solid second half of the season, did Rob. It was just a shame that the first half wasn't as spectacular. And meanwhile, what Adams normally is he's a good first half of the season driver, but when it comes to the second half of the season, he sort of crumbles a little bit. Because we did see that on a couple of occasions. I think it was season 10, he was a championship contender to Tompkinson. Prior coming into the second half of the season, he completely bowled it. Then I think it was was it the following season, or was it season 12? I think we were using the two. No, I think it was the following season. You know, he looked like he was a championship contender there as he dives to the inside of McEwen at the last corner. Not going to happen. He was a championship contender after the first half of the season and bowled it in the second half the following season. So hopefully Piper can get his stuff together and be a championship contender. He's only a few points away from McEwen, 25 points to be exact. But we've still got 6 more races to go at Sedegna and at Brands Hatch, the Grand Prix circuit. Look at Piper! That's a different line there from Piper. Look at Adams though! Breaking around the outside there! And he's up to third. Beautiful pass there. Took full advantage there when Piper nearly got shoved out on the grass. Piper getting his own medicine bag, what he did to Edwards on the... Oh, and off he goes again! And around she goes! Piper losing it there. And he's going to tumble down the pecking order. I don't want to cause fate there, but again, that's what he does in the second half of the season. He just crumbles. Now, did he have help? I want to see. I might be too late for a replay here. Yes, indeed, I am. But, oh well, now he's got Richie Massey. Don't forget, them two had a moment at Brands Hatch when Massey just went into the back of Piper. If you don't forget what happened at Paddock Hill, Piper missed the apex, and Massey just full on went to the bumped him away from him in the corner. In fact, puts a move back on his former teammate from last season, Schauler. So he's back into 6th place now. And I tell you what, Piper will be having steam coming out of that helmet of his after losing it there on turn 5. In fact, Massey's found a way by there too. But anyway, back up front there, Sharp's got into 4th position, and he can sniff a podium position here, depending if the other 2 drivers don't slip up maybe. But so far, Graham is having a flawless race so far. We have seen him do mistakes in this race, especially at turn 2. We did see that in the second lap in the first race, and again the second lap in the second race. But this time, it looks a lot better now from Ethan. And it looks like Ethan could get his first win of the season. Don't forget, he had that tremendous recovery drive at Kyoto before losing it all at the chicane. Because it was a great drive there from Ethan to get back up to where he was, and then, you know, all that hard work was all come unstuck there by that difficult chicane. But he's got a big advantage there. Nearly 6 seconds he has over McEwen. And he's under constant threat, though, from Adams, whose return to the championship has been pretty spectacular, so to speak. Piper now in 6th position, kicking up dust there. Meanwhile, Schauler and Massey, that's a position change again. Schauler now in the 7th place. We haven't seen the battle going on for 9th place. It's been going on all race, and this time it's Edwards that's now leading the battle. Clements in 10th, Mitchell in 11th. Then in 12th position we've got Luke Clifford and Leon Walsh, who's made a mistake. He's been, quite consistently slow, unfortunately. But look at that, like, his best lap has been only a 45.0. So he's like 2.2 seconds slower than the current fast lap led by McEwen. Gotta tell you what, I'm a co-commentator there. My throat is completely gone. It's like the days of season 8 and season 9 too. Rob's now got into 2nd place by the looks of it, side by side there. I'm surprised the Sharp's still trying to help his teammate. They're trying to get a bump drive, and look at this Sharp now. Is he going to go 3 abreast into the chicane? No, he doesn't. But we're on to the penultimate lap now, and Sharp can stiff a podium. Well, let's ride on board then with Sharp, and you can see McEwen and Adams just ahead now. This is going to be a hard thing for Sharp if he wants to get another podium. He doesn't want to make contact with Liam, who's comfortably ahead in the championship. He's got 24 points over Chris Clements, but the last time we've seen Chris, he's down in 10th position. So I don't think it'll be too much of an issue here for McEwen if he will maybe gift Sharp a podium, or will he want second place? I don't think Liam will do that. Oh wow, weaving left and right goes McEwen there, trying to fake out Rob, but Rob's an experienced racer driver himself, so I think Rob is I think he's far too experienced to not make that mistake. You got McIntosh there in 5th, who started in 13th place. Oh, Sharp, that was a tight exit. God, that was really tight there, Ash. And now you got McIntosh now to worry about now, as Graham will start the last lap of this race. Comfortable drive this from Ethan. I think this will definitely make up from those two mistakes. He started on the pole in the first race before losing it on the corner coming up to now in the first race. Lost it again in the second race, so hopefully this will feel even sweeter for Ethan Graham. You know, he was a championship contender last season. He sort of struggled here this season. He comes into this now sitting 6th for the championship on 103 points. He's 61 points adrift of McEwen, so he'll probably feel that the championship is out of reach, but this will be a good confidence booster coming into Sedegna B next week. But again, the battle's still raging on for second place, and Adam still holds on. McEwen all over the back of that Proton in second, and now you got there McIntosh in 4th, but I don't understand what points McIntosh is he going to get? Is he going to get half the points from Adams, or is McIntosh going to get the points himself, or what's he doing? He's slowing down to let Sharp go by. Okay then. Piper's still in 6th position, Massey in 7th, Schauler in 8th, and then still you got this battle now where Mitchell's completely disappeared there. Edwardson, Clements there still having their own battle for 8th, 9th and 10th, and I tell you what, Mitchell had a, sorry not Mitchell, Clements had a great run off that last corner there, and he's back into 9th. Meanwhile, Graham sliding his way through the last corner, faultless drive this time, and it's a much deserved win there. Ethan, I think it's took him 12 races, far too long for Ethan to get his first win of the season. Ethan wins. Second place will go to Liam McEwen. It's going to be a photo finish, but Sharp gets the podium. Sharp gets the podium. Adams 4th. McIntosh will get 5th position. Piper gets 6th position. Then Massey only just gets 7th. Then it will be Schauler. And Clements only just gets 9th position. Edwards gets 10th there. We just see Mitchell just really hit the pit wall very hard there. We had a long time then to see Clifford across the line in 12th. And then Leon Walsh there a long way back there, 11 seconds adrift. And he will come across the line in last position and 13th. Sorry, I was just finishing my caramel wafer there. So there you go, confirmation then of the unofficial results from race 3. Ethan Graham gets his first win of the season. McEwen 2nd, Sharp gets a podium. I don't know what happened with Adams in the back, but there you go, Sharp gets a podium. Adams 4th, McIntosh 5th, Piper 6th, Massey 7th, Schauler, then Clements, then Edwards, Mitchell, Clifford and Leon Walsh rounding out the field. And I think it's far-fetched to be saying the racing was a lot more better than it has been the last 2 weeks. I know I've said it before, but there you go. So that has been it there for the FTR BTCC Blueprints with STDash84's designs. The round 4 coming to you at Dragon Trail Seaside. That was some great fun racing, thoroughly enjoyed it. Just a shame we didn't have a co-commentator to join us, but hopefully we'll have Daxi back again next week for the penultimate round. 13, 14 and 15 coming to you at Sedegna, the B circuit. So anyways, I've been Sean. We'll see you again next week. See you later.